This is the Go Zone. We started conceptually in January, and in 6 months we put together this area. It's a makerspace. It's the first makerspace in Lake County. A makerspace is an area where people can come and create content, and it's creating anything. We have a cross-stitch group that comes here. We've got quilters. We have robotics, Lego club that comes in. We have people that come and do Photoshop and photo editing, video editing. We have vinyl cutters, 3D printers. Anything that people's hearts desire, if there's something they want to create, they come in and we show them how to use the equipment and they create. This is something that's on the cutting edge of library services. It's where the library world is going in general, where it makes the library relevant, and we wanted to make sure that Lake County didn't fall behind. People are wanting more than just to come and get consumable information, books. People want to come and explore ideas and concepts with other people. So think of the library as a place where people can meet information or meet other people, and now with a makerspace they can now come and generate information or meet other people who have similar interests. When I started, I still had to, people still had to stamp the back of the book, and limited numbers of copies of bestsellers had to circulate for a long time. But libraries have progressed, with computers, and every time something new comes along, everyone heralds the death of the library, and yet the library is where everyone comes to do that new thing. And so adapting to change is, for 26 years, that's what we've done. We have had overwhelmingly positive public response to the Go Zone. We had our grand opening, I think it was the 27th of July. We did a soft opening June 1st to see if we could have a response, and then we had the grand opening where we had over 70 people come and listen to the speakers and see everything. And since then we have had regular bookings every day of the week where people are coming in, they're learning how to use the equipment, and they're using the equipment to their own ends. The Go Zone is geared towards people 12 and up, and we've had people younger than 12 come and use it, and people as old as 90. We had one gentleman who was 90 who came in and wanted to learn how to use some of the equipment. So there's not really a typical user, other than my typical user is someone who's curious about new technology. Well, everyone's afraid of something new or different or change, and what makes the makerspace that we have here, the Go Zone, viable for those people is that they can come in and they can try the new technology and they can try out new things without fear of failure, because they have no money invested in it, they have only their time. And familiarity sort of alleviates the fear. So people come in, say they want to try photography. We have all the equipment you need to do professional grade photography. They can come in, try it out. If they mess up, they can try it again, and no harm, no foul, and they didn't invest thousands of dollars in equipment. Yeah, another aspect of the Go Zone is we have our main person, Andrea Geringer, who is trained in all of this equipment, and she can be booked on a one-on-one session to actually learn how to use all of the different equipment we have in here.
I'm going to be setting up the 3D printer to print a project for us. Right now we're just doing a test print of a particular symbol important to sci-fi fans everywhere. This particular printer is mostly going to be utilized for our new 3D scanner, which we are going to be allowing the public to utilize in just a few days. But with the scanner, all they have to do is see the object, scan it, and then they can print a replica of it, which is pretty impressive. What's really ideal for the scanner is something that's about 12 inches tall. Heads, busts work really well for that. So if you need a replica of yourself, a friend, a family member, you can bring them in, scan them. It takes about 10 minutes to complete a scan, and then we can print it for you. We are using PLA plastic, which is plant-based, it's biodegradable, and it is going to heat up the print head, which is part of the actual cartridge that is utilized, to the appropriate temperature. I think it's, I can't remember, 200 something. And then once it is to the appropriate temperature, it'll start laying down layers and layers of plastic. So this one is utilized for people who design things on computer number 1. So they can design basic polygons into complex shapes and print it out, or they can take files that they found online and print those as well. This one is integrated with the scanner, so they scan, they upload that particular scan to the software, and then we can print straight from there. I'm a big fan of the heads just because it's so awesome to see people's reactions to a small replica of themselves. But one of the things that I've seen people design that's pretty cool are pieces for computer hardware. So I think they were doing something with a Raspberry Pi or possibly an Arduino, and they were making a case for their component. So they measured out the specifics and we printed it for them. So now what it's doing is it's purging its jets, which is probably just going to be the blue. And there you go. Now it's starting that base layer. So to make something like this head, all you have to do is have the individual come in, have a seat, and you take an iPad that has a scanner attached to it, and you simply point the scanner in their direction, you hit the start button, and then you walk 360 degrees around the individual, making sure to get both above and below the head. And what it'll do is it'll fill in that particular individual's face with thousands and thousands of tiny triangles as it picks up what the surface and the texture of their face and hair are. And then once it renders the scan, it'll actually do color. So it'll somewhat replicate your skin tone, your hair color, what you're wearing, etc. And then we turn that into a file that we can actually print into whatever color plastic we have available.
It's free. We ask some of the things, we do have consumables that cost. Some things are on the county's fee schedule, but other things we ask for a donation because it's being supported by our Friends of the Library. And a donation to the Friends helps sustain it. Things such as the vinyl cutter vinyl and the large format printer. You know, I equate predicting the future of the library the way people used to predict the future of the radio, because television was going to kill radio, and then, you know, DVDs were going to kill movies and all that, but none of that ever happens. People still go to the movies, people still listen to the radio. The libraries are the same thing. It's still a place where people can, a fun, safe, warm, inviting environment in which you can come and explore your own interest or get together with like-minded people to explore new and wonderful things. Well, libraries are sort of a cornerstone of democracy. There are many stories that can be told about people who have come to this country or people who were born in this country and have come to the library and learned new skills, learned ways of thinking that they didn't know before, have gotten themselves into school through their own efforts. Our early learning initiatives, things like Toddler Time and Early Story Time, helps give children a love of learning, which they may or may not have access to at home, where we're stimulating their curiosity. One of the most recent things we've done here through a grant is bought little pads called Playaways, and we check those out and the kids take them home, and it's an interactive STEM-driven learning environment for kids. It's just like using an iPad, but it has all the software in there, and they can't break them, and they bring them back. We recharge them and check them out again with someone else. So I mean, there's that sort of effort helps children foster a love of learning that lasts through their lifetime. Reading is important, and it's it's our main mission, but there's also like the Go Zone here, where you may read about something, but learning to use something to create your own content, that's the new part of the library. If people need more information about the Go Zone or anything we have available here at Cooper Memorial Library, they can give us a call at 352-536-2275. That's our main line. We're open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 7, and Friday and Saturday, 9 to 1.